We're going to try to get everything we need and try to slow down the side of Virtus.pro ASAP from an early point in the game. And we do get into that game now as well. We see the smokes flying out here. Early smoke from OG. Tournament meta has been later smokes. See if they have extra smokes on hand as the tips come out for Agent Abed.
My favorite voice line. Are we the idiots?
It's a great one.
Get out there and play Dark Carnival, everybody. You got some good stuff to unlock. You can spam this in your pubs.
Yeah.
Every time one of your teammates feeds.
It's great. Late smoke now. VP more in line.
Fly's got the bonus night vision. He's going to see it, but a huge avalanche from Tim's comes in. Does catch him. Big calling. Silences all five. Fly will die, giving up the first blood. The question is, can OG get out? They get the stomp from Saberlight. Abed with the swashbuckle on through. He's being healed up for the moment. Hold up. Can Saberlight get out? Third stack of poison attacks. Not going to connect, but they get the kill, and it goes to Natsumi. 2 for 0 to start the game. Okay. The creep heal from Skem actually made the difference.
Isn't it great that martyrdom is just innate now? That's amazing.
Yeah.
That used to be in Ags, but you get it for free on the Chen. Nice little start for the side of OG. 0-2.
Oh, he got the ward, didn't he? Oh, it's not in range.
Oh, just outside. Missing out. But we'll see if that will impact some rotations later on. Nice sneaky ward from the side of VP. And we'll take a gander at that mid. Abed up against Yopaj, a matchup that you don't tend to see too often nowadays. You used to harken back to when Abed was in C, but this one is really fascinating because, like you mentioned in the draft, Ricky, like this Pango should not be having fun up against a Snap. When you're up close, all of that damage from the boomstick amps up. You've got a lot, especially riding into level 3. Maybe you could leverage that shield a bit on Abed later on and try to swash out, but still a little bit easier for the Snapfire overall. Maybe rune controls where you can shine in the Pango there, but again, you're playing into lots of creeps here later on. So there are things to consider. If there is room for Skem to micro creep to deny water rune, he will do so.
Yeah, it's like not the worst level 1 and 2, but it gets so much worse once you get more points in that scatter blast. And Skem's going to just constantly be applying pressure top. It's a good creep drag here from Hellscream. Obviously, you don't want the Centaur to be playing into that Necrophos, like heads up. So they will be able to try their best. Skem's actually just going to kill the wave and force them to tank this.
Pretty much. Just ensure that you try to make it as annoying as possible for them to play into this. Manages to find himself a Frost Ogre as well. In the last lane down bot, you've got Fly and Tomato, Raven, and Tims on that dreaded Viper lane. See if the one thing I just really have a rough time with Viper is if you don't win out your lane, you just really don't feel like a hero, right? Because you're going to be sitting, you're going to be farming. You didn't really pressure the pause one so far, Raven. I mean, there's not much you can really do to walk up. He's outranged. There's decent magical nukes on Tomato. Fly as well is just being a little bit sneaky, although toss back.
That is indeed the toss back. Calling comes out. He has Brain Sap, so a little bit tankier. If they get the fear back here off the dead shot, they could maybe do a little bit more damage, but they actually come out ahead in that trade.
Yeah, and you are seeing some of that threat come in. It's just they are very tanky. Like Bane is always surprisingly tanky with a Brain Sap, and trying to catch a Muerta that just doesn't feel like it's something Tims can do. Good cut off from Fly on the creep drag. So you're just forced to play with the lane forward. Skem with the micro though just sends in a little bit more armor for Raven to sustain. Nice cheeky little plays. Give them a little bit more to feel safe in lane. Always nice to see. Is he really just going to keep that creep here? Yeah, he will. Fair enough.
It is pretty annoying, right? Like they actually have pretty good auto attack damage from that bottom lane, and you know you're not going to use that top at all. Saberlight's never hitting Natsumi.
No. That makes enough sense. I'm curious now if any sort of movement will come in at the 4-minute rune, because this mid lane matchup has been going pretty darn well for Yopaj. Avalanche out, but no follow through. Going on top. I mean, it's just a hellish lane for Saberlight. Heal comes in. It's a retaliate lane, so you know it's not going well. You don't get to go double edge and pressure, which is to be expected, right? Like it's a melee into Necrophos. Never feels good. And again, this mid lane matchup is really going the other way, right? Like, it's not a great matchup, like you said. Level 3, when you've got the level 2 Scatter Blast, it gets a little bit crazy. No real movements as well. The one movement out from Hellscream, perhaps, trying to stack into the contest. But Scam is making his way down on top, so if you don't get the Water Rune here, it's going to feel pretty awful for Abed.
He should be able to get it. I don't think Scam wants to put himself in danger there. The worst thing you could do would be to like give Abed a kill, right? Like if you give Abed a kill and the lane he's not supposed to be winning, then suddenly it doesn't really matter if the matchup is bad. He's just going to be closer to his level 6. Yep, this is exactly why the matchup is difficult.
Good chunk of damage from Yopaj.
Ooh, Saberlight. He has a Lotus, so he's going to have to pop that. He's still going to take a lot of damage, have to go back to the base. Meanwhile, bottom, they do find the kill onto Raven.
Yeah, this is
a little bit of help there from Hellscream.
This is the big concerning part of the draft for OG. Like, if your Viper doesn't suppress that safe lane, it's going to feel like much bigger dead weight. Because Saberlight, from a slow game, Centaur still has things to do in the game. You've got Stampede, you've got this blink timing with Hoof Stomp, it's fine, right? You always have something to contribute. The Viper doesn't operate in the same window. It's like you crush lane, you get some early stat items, you keep crushing enemy heroes by your damage and durability kind of mix. If you don't get that timing, it's just not there.
Oh, the Nightmare into the Bramble, classic. Oh, he walked into a second one, Tim's. Ooh. That's going to cost him his life. Well played there. Now, you're going to lose. Hellscream maybe doesn't get in range for the next auto attack. Okay, those Brambles did a lot of work. Keeps them both alive, helps them find the kill as well.
I love this reading as well from the side of Virtus.pro. Top lane, you really can't do much to improve that for Saberlight anyhow. So just sack the lane, help out others, cut off the advantage of the Viper. And Scam's forced to focus down bot now as well, just because, well, top lane is just, again, a deep farming lane for Natsumi and Saberlight. Maybe they can get something happening here. 6-minute power in coming up. Nice D ward coming in here.
That's
from
very
Fly.
Nice. I don't know how they saw that, but that was just a really good read. Mortimer kisses in the mid lane. Yopaj doesn't really get a whole lot out of him. Miss Swashbuckle, actually, is going to make sure that there's no way you have the damage now. They'll drop the Rolling Thunder, maybe. Oh, they'll give it up. Instead, top lane. Oh, no. Tries to make a play for the rune, and
Saberlight
very much in trouble. Does he have the mana to go for any sort of Reaper Scythe? They're trying to give him the mana for it. 250. There it is. Saberlight's like trying to die to the creeps. There's your first stack of the Reaper Scythe. Just 6.5 minutes into the game.
Yeah. Happy days for Natsumi. Again, very free lane for him. Yopaj as well, having himself a pretty happy time on mid. The only lane that's been suffering really from both sides has been the off lanes. Like, it's been pretty rough for Saberlight. It's been pretty rough for Raven. A little bit less so for Raven in terms of net worth. But certainly not the impact you're wanting from the Viper. We'll have to see how much more Raven can get out here and what his plans are for itemization. We've seen some Gleipnir Vipers. We've seen some Mage Slayer Vipers. We've seen even some Aura Vipers as well, like Pipe and Mech, which is way less common than any of those two other options, but I'm just wondering what he'd want to do. Clumping up down bot again.
It's a very nice wraparound. Tim's ready to cut off Fly. They missed the dead shot. There's the avalanche, the toss back, and Fly is gone. Good read here from OG. Just barely missed the ward again off that sentry. They've had a couple of those.
Yeah, they've been pretty on point with just dropping these wards right on the edge of spots. Hellscream managing to take care of another sentry. They are still set up down bot here. They're not backing off anytime soon. Tomato.
Tomato's in a lot of trouble. Avalanche comes out, connects. He gets his ultimate off the creep wave. Pierce the Veil is going to be able to keep him alive. We'll see if they can actually chase for more. There's the Stampede. Bramble holding the Viper in place, but they haven't finished the kill quite yet, and the Mortimer Kisses will come around, get the exchange. Tim's on a sliver of HP. Dude, Yopaj just kills both supports.
Gotta love Muerta. Stand from a mile back. You don't have the easiest time canceling it as well. Maybe if you're Dark Willow 6 with Terrorize, you've got some reach. Still on the hunt.
Oh, that cookie's so close to connecting. Dark Willow should be able to get out of here, but I mean, props to Saberlight. We were talking, you know, he's having a rough time top, but he is, you know, he's level 7. He's doing his best. Got a decent amount of regen, but
Oh.
needs to be careful. Okay, they're actually going to... I didn't say any of that, did I?
Yeah, I don't think it went live. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's not feeding out. Your mic cut off. It's good. It happens, right? Saberlight, he's trying his best. It's not an easy time. We've seen this happen to offlanes. And again, the Centaur will eventually have impact. So I don't think it's as painful as it is to see Raven die. You know, because the Viper, and you're at the same net worth as a Viper right now, which is kind of good when you think about it, because Viper should be having more. You have some good stacks being built up here by VP. You've got this early tempo lining up for OG, though. 4-7, 3K lead up. 2 Reaper sight kills for Natsumi already. He's feeling great. The sustained game's about to kick into overdrive once you've got the items up. The Radiance, probably not too far off here now for our Necro.
Yeah, I'm actually very curious to see what his timing is going to be on the Radiance, because it's been a free lane. He's got a couple kills now. You're probably hoping for, like, I would say 11 to 12 minutes on the Radiance.
Yeah.
It's definitely doable. He should have that Sacred Relic done on his way to the Talisman.
Yeah, it's already there. So not too far. I'd say that timing's about on point. I'd say around 12 as well, 12 and a half. So you've got this Necrofoot, so that's kind of running away with the game. You've got the Snapfire that's also running away as they catch one. Well,
Fly, no way out of this one. Tries to go for the Brain Sap, but plenty of damage, and Scam will once again find a kill. He is 3-0-4 on the Chen. He has been everywhere.
He has been so active. And again, just having access to that level 1 Martyrdom creep did a lot in that chase down. He's been doing great with the micro. They're clumping around mid. I mean, Abed does have his role if need be, so does have a safety net, but nice cookie.
Does so much damage. Toss in. Oh. Continuing to try and whittle down the hero. Yopaj, he's got a haste rune ready to go.
Oh. Set to just chase if he'd want. There's time for VP to kind of clump back in here. Drag that Bane flying back in. Roll.
Oh, Scam. Very nice combo. Can Scam get to safety? He's going to go ahead and pop that heal, but with the Muerta coming through, should be very difficult for him to actually escape. One more swashbuckle from Abed's going to do it.
At the same time, that's all they find. It's a big streak on Scam, to be fair. You know, as you mentioned, 3 kills on a roll. Yopaj happy enough to just hang back. I think overall you're happy. A roll is down, not the longest cooldown. You drag so many heroes mid. Your side lane's free up. Your Necrophos is free farming into that 12-minute timing for Radiance.
Radiance is done. It's on his courier right now.
There it is. Like 11 minutes and 11 and a half. Quite quick. Raven's allowed to kind of play catch-up. Again, bottom network core on that Viper, but eventually we'll have something to play with. Tims.
Ooh, he's hasted on Yopaj. He really wants this. Gets the slow, forced to stampede. Nice disengage there from Saberlight, but they're thinking of contesting even more.
That's a huge creep wave Scam's dragging around. Oh no, it's alright.
Saberlight's, yeah, Helm of the Dominator.
Getting some farm up.
One of the only ways he can farm right now is to just drag the wave with the creeps.
Ooh, amp damage.
He steals it. Wow, very nice. Viper coming in here, seeing if he can actually find anything. Good Nightmare to save. Mortimer Kisses with a little boulder toss. It actually kills Hellscream. No way.
Scam micro, man.
He's got it.
He loves it. Very rare you see the Chen nowadays, from him at least, you know. But when it's in meta and it's not banned, he's going to be picking it up. 5-9, 3K lead for the side of OG. VP, I mean, all things considered, not too bad, right? Like, the biggest pain point has been not even Saberlight at this point. It's Abed, who was kind of crushed mid. Just need to find a way of, well, performing. Not quite like that.
Oh, boy. Yopaj is becoming a definite problem. They're going to go ahead and use the Fiend's Grip. They've got Rolling Thunder as well as the Brambles. Chain stunning him in place. The rest of the team trying to come in and stop this Snapfire just being an issue. But look at the damage. It's not quite there to kill this Snapfire. She's too tanky. Viper Strike now onto the Pango. And Abed's now got to run for his life, and he's not going to make it. Raven with a double kill instead. Oh, that is a disaster.
They had to throw everything. That's the grip. That's the roll onto this Snapfire. Yopaj just has too much HP. He had a Vit booster lined up earlier on. His items were just right for the amount of HP he needs to cop 2 ultimates. And Tim's was right on point, hiding away, getting the avalanche into the back, just cutting off like more damage coming in from these supports. OG getting away with murder so far. No reason to rest for Yopaj just yet. They will continue to siege down bot. It's been a little bit quiet now for, like, say, Natsumi. We haven't seen a Reaper side come in, but again, he's been getting that farm going.
Oh, Natsumi is unbothered, I can promise you. He's chilling. He's got himself his Radiance on his way to his Boots of Travel and his Aghanim Shard. He has no worries in the world right now.
A happy boy. At the least, you know, the issues we were talking about for OG, it doesn't seem to be an issue at all yet. You know, they're able to take these team fights. Avalanche has been enough for the most part. It's been a little bit more fragmented from the side of Virtus.pro so far. Massive creep army that Skem's just dragging around here with a lot of stuns. Just looking for someone that misstepped so far. No one quite yet showing up to face off against our Chen army.
I really like the positioning from Thames so far in this game. Like, he's always making sure that he's scouting, looking for these Avalanche tossback. Doesn't even have a blink dagger. He's like, yeah, I'll run in there and see what I find. Atos out from Yopaj. There's going to be the Mortimer Kisses. Quick terrorize, but the Avalanche connected. The Brambles will make just enough space. Abed almost tossed back to his death, but they will settle for the mid-tier 1 tower here on OG, opening up more of the map here.
That's just been pretty clinical right now for VP. Where things start to come online is, I mean, your scaling in the Muerta is quite amazing, right, compared to the scaling on, say, the Necrophos. The healing does maintain that durability as fights get prolonged. Sure, the Necro still feels good, but the Muerta's upfront damage is something that you will have to be keenly aware of. Maelstrom's to start, farm pace starts to pick up here for Timado. And of course, you are waiting for more here. Movement up top doesn't really amount to too much there with the smoke. And OG still happy enough to keep invading that bot jungle. You've got some good timings lined up. The drum's not too far off there from Tim's. The creep wave just constantly being pulled around to give Abed some free farm and a little bit of pressure onto the mid. But Yopaj, again, like, he's very close to like the BKB and the blink kind of build up. Once he has that BKB, it's just free times for the kisses. You're going to have to try to commit something like the grip, which is not ideal. Try to just stop the snapfire. Even Tim's, again, just having some space to get that farm up for the blink dagger is going to be quite big for our Tiny, although he's surrounded a bit.
He's making him work for it, but there's no way out of this one. There's the Fiend's Grip. Brambles come through as well, and Fly will get credit for the kill. I was looking at the Snapfire build. I actually kind of like where this is going. It's, you know, Atos we don't see that often, but then BKB, Blink, and then, you know, Kaya. It's good stuff. He'll be able to just kind of go in with his Necrophos once, you know, once he has like the shard and stuff. Necro gets kind of right in the middle of the fights, and he can follow it up.
Yeah, he's got the eventual upgrade for Gleipnir lined up as well, right? The added AoE tends to feel good. Skem, this is a little bit sneaky into the back.
I mean, he just walked right under a courier. They know exactly where he is.
His creep just walks by. Tomato doesn't even bother trying to kill it. Feel like just didn't want to tempt fate. Yopaj hanging around the area as well. Abed pretty close to his own blink dagger as well, though. And that added mobility on the Pangolier, the added ability to be able to just get a stable chain stun off, start to make these things, these engagements a little bit more complicated for OG. Again, the key thing for Virtus.pro, you are being allowed to farm up a bit. Like, yes, that net worth lead, 5k for OG. Majority of that is on the Necro. The rest of the cores are pretty evenly farmed. Not the largest discrepancies between them. So, you just need some time here to get that scaling into gear. We'll see if how long OG does allow this farm game to play out. Got the drums up now. Good old Skem. And Tim's should have his blink if I'm recalling right. Maybe not, but
he's close. He might have it. Well, there's the blink for Abed. Okay. The Pike as well. We're going to see some movements coming out here from both the teams trying to smoke it up. Obviously, OG was trying to make a play for that 18-minute power rune. Didn't quite find the enemy team.
Not quite.
Saberlight's doing okay. Can we actually talk about Saberlight right
Yes.
now? This guy,
He's
level
recovered.
14. He has a pipe, Helm of the Dominator on his way to the Heart Trust. He's so farmed. After
is.
being in a really rough lane, he played this comeback perfectly.
Abed.
But there's the blink. Abed and Shield Rune.
Yeah.
He gets out.
That is whack.
That is a very fortunate rune to have at that time.
Block out all the damage, blink away. I do agree with your point. Like, Saberlight had a pretty rough lane. He's back, fully farmed up, #2 in net worth. He's, like we said earlier, you know, the center will always have impact anyhow. He does, you know, utilize that Dominator quite nicely to get that farm going. Again, the game is a lot more even than the kill board and the net worth lead would suggest. That difference really being on the supports, if you check it out
Yeah,
there.
it's the supports.
It's really not a core difference, and that's what makes this game really playable for the side of VP. Now, Yopaj does have his blink though, so he can get up close and personal with a shard. So he can get his cookie scatter blast combination going. Without the BKB, could be a little bit risky. VP just going for a free tower taken about tier 1 OG, not keen on the defense. What are we farming up in Natsumi next after the Radiance, right? Like, what's he working on?
It's usually consecrated
Travels.
wraps or like Manta. Okay, he's
Manta.
gonna go Manta.
Yeah.
I thought he would go the wraps because you're against the Muerta,
Yeah, right.
but opting for the Manta, the silence being very annoying. You do not want to get caught in the calling.
No. Just wants to be able to keep spamming those spells out. Smoke out from VP.
I see the Viper mid, but that's a little bit rough to dive. Here comes the Rolling Thunder. There's going to be the blink on into an immediate Fiend's Grip with the Bedlam. You should have enough damage, and they do. Very good stuff. We'll take down the Viper for 40 seconds.
Just what I was waiting for.
Coming through the twin. This is a sick Twin Gate move. If they find Tomato.
That is going to be quite worthwhile trading this away.
They're going to know.
Punch.
There's the Avalanche. Toss back. Oh, the cookie.
Just
okay.
right.
Just on the edge, they will get the kill.
That looked a bit dicey, but just on the edge, and they trade better. And you're slowing down the Muerta, you're slowing down with that win condition. The Viper at this point, like Raven, he's just doing his job, soaking attention away. Can they find more? Tim's is still hanging in the area. No one else is here, though.
He really wants to contest the Wisdom Shrine, but
Solo is risky.
yeah, not against the Bane. Like, what are you going to
No.
do? You just get nightmared outside of it.
Nope. Just go back, farm up the wave just a tad bit. Again, a very calm game so far. You do have some healing reduction now. Spirit Vessel up on our Dark Willow. So you've got some play here from Hellscream. At least slow down the ultra sustain that OG is trying to bring out here with Chen Necro. You've got the Ags being farmed up by Abed as well, with a shard on hand is fairly close by. So wants the additional swashes to come in. And again, it's such a measured out game, right? Like, neither side wants to take that risk. So much on the line for both as well. One single misstep could potentially cost you a game, which will then cost you your ride into survival stage. Tormentor to be taken by OG. No contest this time from VP. Heart up for Saberlight. Good lord.
Wow, we got that really quickly.
He's farming like a maniac.
He's having a great time. Who needs to buy Radiance when you just have more health
No.
for Retaliate?
You don't need it. You don't need it. You just want HP. You want to spread that damage out. You want to cop the attention for the team. You want to be able to heal up. Actually, with a heart in hand, what healing reduction does OG have? Nothing. What would be quite funny, if there was no Muerta, I would say a Necrophos with Krellis Crozier is actually not bad. It's like an Ags option right there. So it is quite fun. If you were able to farm that up at some point. Probably not this game. 7-13, 6K lead from OG. As a game, again, it's been very measured out. Very calm.
I kind of like where Saberlight's build has gone. Like, I wasn't entirely sure what he was going to accomplish with it this game, like where, like what the item build is, but I like him just being tanky and being on the front line and making it difficult for OG to get into the fights. That being said, I think I I was like, I think it's going to be a little bit difficult for them to start the fights until he has the blink, because you have Rolling Thunder, but I don't know if Rolling Thunder can actually get your team in close enough as like the only damage dealer. Like, you got to get them where it's there. Like, you need the Stampede, you need everything.
Yeah, you need all of those pieces to come together. As we've seen, if it's just the roll, like they've had to pop Bedlam, they've also had to pop the grip. Like, it's a lot of commitment for just the one kill. And that will leave you vulnerable for the next set of kills. Blink up now for Saberlight. Will they find an angle out here?
Arcane Rune, big avalanche, toss back. They found Saberlight, but there's a Stampede. Cookie will go ahead and put the Tiny, do a little bit of a safety. Rolling Thunder's going to come through. They cancel the Mortimer Kisses, a little bit in fear of what's coming, but yeah, you just don't have damage. Tomato not quite here to help out the team. So a little bit of a trade at the Rune, but no one going down. And with this, Rolling Thunder's dead. Stampede as well. We'll just go right into the Roche pit.
Yep. Get that Aegis up and running. They could try for a cheeky blink play, but Saberlight?
They jump in, the calling, into the stun. They do manage to get the Tiny. The question is, can you get more? The Viper, the Necrophos, very annoying. Glimmer Cape going to be able to keep Saberlight alive for now. We'll get the stun there off the Cursed Crown, but a little bit afraid to pursue.
Yeah. And that's going to be it for now. Roshan at least changes homes. So you've got your own triangle to play in on the side of OG if you'd want to try to go for the Roche cleanup afterwards. Half HP, not an objective you want to leave alone here. As VP can also easily look to try to clear that one out. Still the 5k lead coming out from OG, but again, all the tools being up for VP. And Saberlight's been doing a lot of work up front with these Stampedes and these hoof stomps to make this game hard, but he's up front. He's just way too tanky with 3.2k HP, although...
Well, they're going to try once again. Avalanche toss, Stampede with the pipe, just walks away, gets a stomp. And, you know, they keep trading a few spells for the Stampede. I think overall for OG, if they get another one of those, they're much happier, but...
Yeah. They just don't have the lockdown for it, right? Like, you have to Avalanche toss to start, and then when they're back, if Yopaj isn't there with his Atos, then you're really not finding anyone with a Stampede still being there. Ag's almost done for Abed, so more damage coming out for Pango, a little bit more utility up front with some Swashes on hand as well. And the side of OG, look, I don't think it's terrible for them to play it slow, but they certainly aren't finding the opportunities they'd want to. They're trying, but their lineup is kind of stymied by the fact that, again, there's this lack of control here that you really can't do too much about outside of maybe relying on, say, Schem Micro on creeps to try to get some control here somehow.
Well, they've got the gem here to get rid of these. You know, VP have this Centaur on the front line who's very tanky, and OG, you know, they've got Necrophos, who also almost has a Heart of Terras now.
And that's some beautiful mirrored build. Coming out here, there's the Ags for Abed. I know, this doesn't feel comfy. I mean, it's fine, right? In absolute terms, it's probably fine, but I just don't like having to scale on Necrophos. It can just be so hit or miss if you're playing against high burst, and the Murtha will eventually be high burst.
Oh, they're going to go in. They get the silence. The chain stuns are there. No one's going to come to save him. Abed gets stuck, but the Terrorize did its job. Now looking for Scam. Can they finish off the Chen? This would be a fantastic hero. Yopaj coming up to save him. Saberlight, he's found Tiny on the backside as well. The Vessel doing a lot of work. The Cursed Ground stunning him up as Abed will continue to bounce around in this fight on the Pangolier. No way to stop the TP out from the Viper, but the big kill is Yopaj, and they get it. 3 for 0. VP finally striking back in this game.
Yeah, big wins. Just Natsumi so far forward, not having a self-dispel on hand. And once that silence hits, that's it, right? Like, he was working on Manta. Maybe it would have been better to get the BKB instead. And it does cost him big. Just all of that control, all of that damage flying out. It just doesn't feel like he's too tanky when, again, they've got so much damage on the side of VP. Roshan now is set to fall. Aegis up for Tomato. And that's the first Aegis for VP. Network swings back their way. And again, for OG, like in absolute terms, there is a way to play with Necros into late game. We've seen it before. You've got damage that you can rely on Yopaj, and to an extent on Raven. But boy, if I were to make a choice in what game I'd play, I'd rather play the VP game. Even from laning phase. Even after that slow start, you know that there's a timing here that you will eventually just damage right through the sustain that OG is trying to build up. It has not felt like it saved anyone in the past like 10 minutes now. Just hasn't been the biggest stall out that you'd expect. Oh,
well, especially when you find these types of kills, the Stampede to hold him in place just a little bit longer, and Tomato will clean up the kill under the Pierce the Veil. Yeah, I mean, the Muerta can get very scary from here on out. We mentioned, you know, in the draft, when you pick the Necrophos, you do need to be careful about the Muerta counter.
Yeah. It's not even been really a big factor, right, outside of the calling.
No, it hasn't.
It's not even about the damage. It's just that everything else is becoming a problem here for Natsumi. He had a great little start overall. He had those 2 early Reaper sights, almost on perfect cooldowns. And now the matter for OG is, how do you take these fights? Because we've seen it twice before. They tried to jump Saberlight, Stampede, he just gets away.
Oh, that's the Fiend's Grip coming out here from the Bane. The rest of the team coming eventually. The Nightmare. This is what we were talking about earlier, right? It's like, at some point during a nighttime, you just spend the last 10 seconds of it CC'd and the team shows up and kills you.
Yep. And there's not much you can really do. At the least, it's some space here from Skem. So the rest of OG is free. Kind of use that area on the map, try to farm up. Heart done now on Natsumi. Going back for the BKB now, which, again, just feels necessary when you're stuck in the calling like that. It is just not pleasant to not be able to cast your spells, of course.
Is that the full Ags done on the Centaur? Is that what I just saw?
I'm not too sure. It might be. And, well, if he's got the workhorse, this game is pretty cooked.
How do you like Necrophos, like Reaper Scythe anyone?
Yeah, you just can't. You have this, what, 30-second save on hand with Stampede as well.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Maybe if you can start to get more damage on Tim somehow, or on Raven somehow, let him be the win condition. It just doesn't feel good.
I've seen Vipers do insane work in games. I think it was RCY recently that did some insane stuff, but it's like after the late talent. That's going to be the Reaper side. This one, it actually does end up getting the kill. Yopaj will get it. BKB immediately from him. The Nightmare get tossed around. Fly's got to run away. They're going to be able to pop the Mortimer Kisses and chase for more. Stampede does come through. Tim's huge avalanche finds 2. They're going to have to turn around. Big stomp from Saberlight's got him. Can he bring Tomato into the fight? Pierce the Veil's up. Here's the workhorse, baby. Get to firing away. They're getting melted on the side of OG. But Natsumi's in deep. Look on to both supports. Big Fiend's Grip does come through, but Yopaj with the Snapfire just finds the kill, and now Tomato is all alone. He's going to find that Aegis kill. Can he get out? Saberlight nearby, but Pierce the Veil at the ready. Is it going to be enough to keep him in this game? I don't know. It's going to be difficult. Stomp is there. He's held in place long enough. The Athos comes through now, and Saberlight will join him. A little bit of a slow death, but Raven, you said it. Can the Viper get it done? Absolutely.
That was also just a really awkward fight for the side of VP, right? Very fragmented coming in. I think you had the right angle coming in from OG. You cut them apart a little bit. You prevent like the big rolls from being great. The grip was a little bit forced out. Natsumi with a heart is starting to be a lot tankier, so he can just stand in the middle of like 3 heroes and not care. The big part was that you took care of Abed early. Like without that roll, you don't have that disruptiveness in the fight. All you have is Stampede to kind of go in and out, and Yopaj had good identification of just going for the BKB, the kisses on the side. Tim's really salvaged that though. Like without that avalanche, this would have been a very different story.
They just TP out on 2, right? Like Saberlight doesn't have to commit. It would have been maybe a 1-for-1. But I was kind of surprised. I thought they would pop the Pierce the Veil here when they went in aggressively on the workhorse, because the biggest limiting factor from the Muerta is her mobility, which are kind of solved by the workhorse. But at this point, you've committed everything, and Raven can just poke in and out of the fight, and he can just stack up these poison on the Muerta. It becomes very difficult.
Okay, it looks like there were mana issues towards the end there for Tomato. Just didn't quite have enough right before the workhorse kicked in, I think.
They're so close.
Oh.
In comes...
They dodge out.
They managed to dodge out for now, but it splits them completely in half.
Abed's stuck.
Very fortunate, yeah, little ping pong action here from Abed. They will take down the Tiny. Chen gets TP out, but yeah, they take the Tormentor away, and this one will go to Fly.
Yeah, nice free shard for him.
That's a really good shard, actually, this game. Against the Chen army, this is basically a full heal.
It's a full heal coming out. It's a nice way of managing as well that Chen army on a support. Like getting some ways of clearing out some of these creeps. Gonna feel pretty good on the side of VP. They still maintain the 5k lead here. 16 to 18. But OG has shown us there is a way to play. It's a little bit more complicated, but they can get the job done if the right circumstances are found. And mainly, that's going to be looking for the backline, looking for Abed before anything else can happen. Nice snipe onto Raven's Courier. Saberlight's still a massive unit. Going for that BKB next. Silver Edge coming out for Tomato. So pretty much your standard build on the Muerta. And you've got the Ags being saved up here by Fly. Just about 400 gold off. Not too far away.
Fly's looking for Scam here once again. And he's going to have him. He does pop the Guardian Greaves, but there's no real escape here. Stampede can hold up. Okay. Blink from Abed. They got him. It's just making him work for it. Now we're going to switch over to nighttime. And this is where you got to be very careful, because Fly does not commit really any of his big spells, right? So Fiend's Grip's still alive. We're just hitting nighttime. And there is no Chen to bail you out if you get caught. And he just finishes his Aghanim Scepter. So very low cooldown Fiend's Grip now.
Yep. Just that much more annoying to try to cancel off as well. And this game does not simplify for OG as it goes on. Right, it simplifies for VP. Your damage really scales up, your utility scales up. As long as you don't kind of stream in one by one, or as long as you don't lose Abed very early on,
yeah,
you do have a very easy time in managing these engagements. BKB up now for Saberlight as well. I don't know how you're supposed to take care of the Centaur at this point. And 7k lead still standing. OG.
Saberlight's like the snack after the dinner, you know? You gotta kill the whole team first, and then you get to have, you know, the Centaur.
Yeah, it's I don't know if you can. I think they're too full at that point. They're too full to even go through their entire dinner. You know?
This is absurdly tanky.
He is, like 4.6k HP.
He also has Unrelenting Eye, which just makes it even funnier.
Why? Imagine if he gets a Pendulum later on as well. Like, you cannot kill him.
He might keep Unrelenting Eye, legitimately. It's so good on the Centaur this game. Like, Viper's slow. Like, being able to stick on the hero is very limited. That's a nice pushback. We'll pop the Stampede right away. We'll be able to disengage on the side of VP. And we'll be able to, that means, you know, Stampede down for a little bit.
Instant Smoke, trying to make use of his Scam.
Oh, Saberlight's going to find Scam.
A little bit of mercy onto Scam. You want bigger targets. Smoke on smoke now.
Oh, Raven's going to pop right up onto the high ground. Tims goes in, gets the Avalanche, but Shadow Realm's going to give him some space. Big Terrorize connects onto two, and here comes Abed. Rolling Thunder trying to find a target. It will be the Tiny for Staff for the moment, as he's just bouncing back and forth, but they are a little bit too afraid to chase onto the low ground. They'll just back away.
And it's not the biggest loss, Stampede and Rolling Thunder down, but OG can't really find the angle in the window before those spells are back up anyhow. I think that's the biggest issue, right? Like, you see these spells committed from the side of Virtus.pro, and you just can't find the window to try to go again while they're on cooldown. Like, how can you look to re-engage? This is your moment to re-engage, but you just don't really have the tools to do so. Nullifier up now on Abed. The protection on Natsumi not really there now as well. Roshan's open. Let's start digging into that objective, OG. You do not want to give this one for free. The roar does signal it's happening.
Well, there's going to be another Avalanche toss back. Saberlight with the BKB turns it right around. Lots of heals coming in for the Chen, but they'll find their first kill. and back away. VP also will get the BKB out of Yopaj. That's a fantastic find there from Abed. I mean, both teams playing this stalemate game, but Saberlight can just walk in pretty free here. Tomato maybe need to be a little bit more careful. They'll pop the pipe. Couple Glimmer Capes, okay. Mortimer Kiss is down.
Yeah.
They've got a good wave bottom. I mean, they could force them back by just shoving this wave. Neither team wanting to give up the Roshan, though.
No. Again, the
Tomato's going. He's going to go straight to the high ground. That tower will die if you don't come back.
No. Like, they've got to make that choice. They're trying to bait out here.
Yeah, they're TPing.
Yeah, they've got to. Really heads up from the side of Virtus.pro. And the side of OG, it just, again, it doesn't feel like they have any sort of initiative. You come in with the Avalanche toss, guess what? Stampede's off cooldown again. You come in, you get rolled on. They've got BKBs, your magical damage isn't really doing as much. There's a pipe. I'm not sure what you're supposed to do to fix this on OG. Like, again, we were talking about Raven earlier on, sure. But it does feel like the Viper is still very far away from, like, being a monster. 17k net worth, bottom net worth core. Try one.
Ooh. All right, Fly finds the enemy team. And without buyback, that's actually pretty costly. Roshan's going to be moving to the top side of the map here in about 15 seconds, though. So you don't end up really accomplishing, I think, what you wanted during this night, which was getting that Roshan. So OG pretty happy, all things considered.
Yeah, they stalled it out just a little bit more. I mean, every spell's back up, though, and again, the same issues still stand unless someone missteps, as Fly has. I don't know how you're supposed to open up here. It's either you try to catch Abed. You cannot catch Saberlight just because he's just too tanky. Like you mentioned, a snack after a meal, snack after dessert. If you can even get to dessert here for OG. The lead has dropped slightly, at the very least, from 8k to 6. And OG... I know, like, this Necroforce had a really strong start, still #1 in net worth, but it hasn't felt like we've leveraged this net worth on Natsumi at all. Raven, again, still playing a catch-up game. Yopaj, focus on the magic. It feels like there's a lack
20.
of damage.
Yeah, the Viper, to me, it is a very strong hero. He's got the Eye of Scotty, but you really need the 25 talent. Like, the 25 talent is game-changing for this hero. Like, getting the Viper Strike mana cost and cooldown completely changes this hero. Like, you cannot fight into a Viper unless you kill him immediately, because you're going to tank like 4 or 5 Viper Strikes in the fight. They're smoked up on VP, looking for the wraparound. It's a good angle. Tomato's going to scout them. Here comes the Rolling Thunder, looking for Skem. There's the opening. It's Saberlight. He's caught Tims as well. 2 are dead to start it. Can they get more is the question. Raven stacking up the poison attacks. Here comes the Mortimer Kisses. It's the Bane's Fiend's Grip catching the Necrophos, and it's not going to be enough to keep him alive. Yopaj with the double cookie cannot do it. They bring the Muerta inside the workhorse cart, and they've managed to get the Viper as well. 4 dead and 2 buybacks. You still can't win the fight.
No. At this point, I really just don't know how you approach these fights. Really perfect openings from VP. Again, so much easier for them to find these angles. You've got the roll, you've got the stampede, you've got the workhorse to save. Whereas for OG, it's kind of all in. You've got to play with Tims. It has to be the Avalanche toss. They've been trying for like 3 fights in a row. And even if they find one, if Stampede flies open, then you really don't have anything else. I know they're kind of hoping on Raven's Viper now, but I just feel like if you were
too far
running
behind.
Yeah, it's too far behind, and if you had literally any sort of offlane that helped you with these fights, you'd probably be better off. Like the Mars idea to stop with Arena, the Underlord with a Pit. I would take either of those than the Viper right now, just because at least you had something to play around. You know, something to try to set yourselves up with.
John, there's something you did underestimate, though.
What?
They're bobbling.
Oh, they're bobbling already?
We got 2 bobbles.
Oh, it's 42 minutes already?
On OG. Yeah, time flies, my friend.
Time flies
when we're
when you're
watching our
yapping.
favorite teams get eliminated.
Yeah, it's fun. Fun watching, like, all the people you love just eventually lose out. At least one set of them. How many bobbles are we actually getting?
It's just 2 so far on OG
2?
that I've seen, yeah.
Well, that's optimistic, actually, if you think about that.
They're like, guys, we are in for the long haul. Viper will get the 25 talent.
Yeah, that's very optimistic.
We'll get the cooldown on the bauble.
No, that's way too optimistic. I mean, okay, high ground for OG. Toss back plays.
Dude, Fly is so farmed, actually, as well.
He is. Like, way above, right below, only 3K below Viper, so tells you a lot. The only thing I can see OG doing now is, again, toss back plays with your Tiny. Maybe you snipe them out like that with a Reaper sight. It doesn't feel good right now for OG. Timato still has a lot of time in that Aegis. A bit of a smoke from OG. If you catch someone, perhaps. Yeah, if you can stun them through Stampede, sure. I just don't see it. I really, really don't see it.
I mean, Tomato's going for the Satanic and Daedalus. So he's going to have his own multiple sources of save. So even if Saberlight can't get to him and he's forced to save somebody else, Tomato will have Pipe,
fine,
Satanic. Yeah. Like, it's going to be so hard to kill the Muerta. And we'll see Tormentor here for the side of OG. It's nice. It's a good grab. We'll see who actually gets the credit for the shard.
Goes to good old Tim's.
Okay, that is not ideal.
No, really not.
Oh, that hurts.
Not good.
Stampede out, Fly. Looking for a target here. Good blink out from Tim's. But they have found Scam on the top side of the map.
I mean, there's only so much you can do. 90 seconds without Scam. So, did it buy back a little bit way earlier on. And 17K lead for Virtus.pro. They've done a great job of just playing around their own draft. Again, Saberlight's recovery is just insane. #1 net worth now after an atrocious laning start. Now his Centaur just seems unstoppable for OG's, and this game looks unwinnable. I'll be frank with you. It's
We've seen a couple scenarios like this with Carry Necrophos where there just really isn't another damage dealer.
Yeah. And it just feels miserable. I mean,
you're really tanky, but you need someone else to do damage. Like, you can't just sit there and survive. No. Like, you do damage over time for Necro, but there needs to be another option.
Like, maybe if you had that Lina you were talking about here, that would be a different story, right?
Yeah.
Like, Lina mid, you ran the snap off. It's didn't pick Tiny, and just go with something else in Viper. I don't know. Like, there's some ideas here that really required OG to absolutely curb stomp. This kind of draft will work well if you're like, I don't know, let's say 20-4 at this time. Like, this draft would be like, oh yeah, this is crazy. It's not. It was relatively even for the most part, outside of, you know, maybe the Necrophos running away with the first 12 minutes of the game. Beyond that, it's just been...
There are still some turning points, right? Like, there are some big talents that can come out from OG. You're going to have the Snapfire 25 soon. She'll get the Mortimer Kisses.
I just don't know if that's enough damage at all.
As I say, it's a lot of damage. We'll just see if it's enough.
Yeah, it's like with Pipe up, with all of this HP, with a Stampede as well. Like, okay, cool, you got those kisses. How many of them will land into Stampede? Okay. That is a lot, though.
That's a lot of damage. Mortimer Kisses coming through. They're trying to get the first life, but they can't even do it. The saves are there. The Stampede to get the team out of danger, as they'll have to go clean up the banner. I mean, they just, like, you said it so many times already, like, you just keep trading the cooldowns from VP, and then it doesn't feel like you can get anything out of it. Like, you get the Stampede, you get Rolling Thunder, and they're like, all right, we'll just reset real quick. No worries. We'll wait for these to come back off cooldown.
Then they
we'll
just
do it
go again. Yeah, it's like, Kisses is too long cooldown compared to Stampede and Roll. Right? That's really the discrepancy.
That's exactly what it is, yeah.
It's just, you have to wait for Kisses longer. By the time it's back up, Stampede and Roll is back up. And you just can't do it. Freaking Saberlight has an overwhelming blink now. 5.5k HP. My man is really not dying anytime soon.
Sell the helm, get another heart.
Yeah, that's literally it. Just double heart time.
Did he go Retaliate Aura this game? I don't think he did. Yeah, he went Hoof Stomp duration. Yeah. I was like, I thought Retaliate Aura was the right talent, so.
I mean, it doesn't scale anyhow. It's just the base damage. You don't really need it.
Oh boy, there it is.
Podge.
This is what we're talking about. Nighttime. Bane looking for the Fiend's Grip. The team not quite here yet, but he does have the Nightmare. Where's the rest of the team? They're busy killing a Chen. Saberlight will walk over, get the stomp, the overwhelming blink with some more damage, and they eventually get it done. This is why Bane is a first pick hero.
Yeah. Just so much you can do in that night vision.
How many Niktasha stacks does the Snapfire have? Because that it's
three.
three. That is legitimately the difference of them finding that kill or not.
Yeah. Just enough time holding back Yopaj. And I know what you do on OG. The only play I see is, again, these toss-back plays. Yeah, that's pretty much all your gameplay is hinging on. Maybe, as you say, the 25 talent in Yopaj, sure. Plus 8 kisses, why not?
You need the Viper 25 as well.
Yeah.
You actually do. You have to get to the Viper 25, and I think that's even further away.
Yeah, it's like, how are you supposed to find these? 22 on the Viper, 26 on Umreta, 27 on, I believe, Abed.
Oh, up onto the high ground. They'll get the fortification. There's an aggressive ward placed. Natsumi's going to catch the first stun right in the follow-up. Another Fiend's Grip back off cooldown. He's dead for 100 seconds. Raven forced to BKB and hightail it back to the base.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's the ease of execution at this point is there for VP.
Oh, yeah.
It's a blink hoof stomp, and you are stunned for so long.
Yeah, you don't need to do much.
And Fiend's Grip's going to be back up in like 20 seconds.
Yeah. Again, not the longest cooldowns either, comparatively to Kisses.
25.
OG, and they're going to respawn. At least Yopaj will. Natsumi won't for quite some time. Another set of racks should just fall. This is all without Aegis as well. Roshan's still set to respawn, so that is the wackiest part. We have not seen teams really take high ground without Aegis unless it's a curb stomp. And it kind of is. 29k lead, 49 minutes in.
Looking for the toss back. Avalanche is there. There's the toss. These are the Mortimer Kisses, but yeah, there's the workhorse ready to go. Rolling Thunder comes through, holding back these extra heroes as, well, Raven just gets cleaned up, no problem by Tomato, and Abed will grab the Chen. 3 heroes dead without buyback. Saberlight knew it was coming. And now you've got Fiend's Grip once again for Fly. He is going to keep his eyes peeled, looking for that Snapfire.
Yeah, you've got Natsumi coming back up, I guess.
15 seconds. Oh, Yopaj goes in, and where's the Bane? Right there, just blinks back behind the racks. They delete Tim's, and that'll do it. Yopaj will join them. 5 dead. It was a full team wipe, but they're going to buy back. Throw anything they can at this VP team. I just don't see where they can do it. Yeah, there's the GG.
Yep. That's, I'll be frank with you, Ricky. This is the OG experience.
You just don't have damage, right? You just don't have damage.
This does happen every now and again. I think they had an idea with this draft. They had an idea which way they want to go. I'm not sure how the Viper kind of fit in that idea. They wanted to crush the Muerta lane. It really didn't quite happen that way.
It was a draw. They drew the lane.
It was a draw at best, and I think that's where really my issue lies. Because Yopaj, it's really not. Like, you get Crooked Genius up later on, you start to max out your spells. Level 4, you start to really have some damage and a lot of durability in the lane. And the harder part here for OG is that it's not a great reflection lane, right? Like, it's not a lane that really feels great with that spell.
I mean, also just gets immediately dispelled by Catchy Lick, right?
It's just not good.
Even if you're going to be using it to last in this lane, there's not like a great debuff to remove, but if you need to, you can.
Nice smoke timing again for the side of VP. OG doesn't look like they want to cross the river anytime soon. Do they have a smoke on hand as well? Yeah, they've got one on Skem. And the Skem Mirana on hand as well. I'm a little bit surprised with that one, because I do love Tim's Mirana. It's just a classic from all the way back. But Skem on it, he does perform on this hero as well. I suppose the lane is a little bit more stable when you're playing Beastmaster and Dark Willow. There's a little bit of pressure there. Late smoke. See if they can maybe get a connection. Lines being drawn. Should just be a 2 for 2.
Yeah, it looks like it. I don't think either of the teams are too concerned with looking for a fight right now. I think the Mirana will be fine in lane once she gets her level 2 and has like leap. But before you have leap, you have to be very careful of the catchy lick into the frog stomp. Like it is a ton of damage.
Really is. Just have to see how much Skem can get done. He starts with a triple fairy fires.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, with your celestial quiver, it's a lot of damage to trade away with. Why does she get free damage at level 1? I do not know, but the frog knows best. Pretty nice. I mean, it's not amazing, to be fair, at the first few levels, but there's a little bit more to play with. Bot lane, again, should be relatively stable until you get more levels up.
Well, this is what we were talking about. You got to be very careful.
Skem.
You cannot afford to
Skem.
get caught out of position, and Hellscream's got you at the telekinesis into the blood grenade and that catchy lick. First blood right off the rip here for Hellscream.
Yeah, it sets things up nicely for Saberlight. Slight EXP gain going his way. Skem, again, gonna have to wait till level 2. You will need to leap away. You just don't have much to do here with all of the ways they have of repositioning these. So already a good start for the side of Virtus.pro, and compared to last game for Saberlight, you know, any start's better than what happened last time, considering how far away Natsumi got with it. We'll see if OG can find her own openings later on. I think their level 2 metamorphosis timing can be quite nice, but much more constrained around like a long timer as well. Mid lane matchup right now is going in Yopaj's favor, 5-7.
It's 7 denies is
That's
nuts.
insane. 4-1 for Abed. I mean, we expected this to be 50-50. In terms of CS, sure, but the denies is just something else here for Yopaj. And that EXP advantage certainly will ramp up into like that level 6 timing, which is where things get a little bit dangerous. I will say, for the side of OG, I do like the potential of their rotation here. Like, if a Mirana, if you can leave that lane for Skem and kind of set up for these runes, that's where your lineup can really start to shine here. But beyond that, and if you don't have the room to do so, then it's just kind of fine. It looks like both sides should be able to get the first water rune as well. No one coming in for any sort of micro play. Nothing like that from Raven to deny off one. So Abed should still have a position to still just last hit and farm up. But yeah, 10 denies, 10-10. That's kind of the highest I've seen, 1-1 on denies and last hits.
Yeah, Earth Spirit has really good damage and has one of the better like animations, right?
Yeah.
Ember Spirit's is definitely not bad either, but the innate giving him all that extra bonus damage, like he's just sitting in lane with like 10 more damage with the Ember.
Pretty much.
Saberlight, bottom lane. Should be fine here. Does take a lot of damage though. And great timing for the side of OG is we're going to have those Lotuses spawning, so Skem will be able to take this without any contest.
Yep. Does a great job of just shoving off that damage onto Saberlight. Natsumi, I mean, despite Skem feeding out the first blood, he's been doing fine in last hits. Have to be a bit careful about those kinds of plays.
That was a nice bait from Saberlight, trying to get him in range for the tower.
Yeah, it's just so tanky on the Largo. 900 HP you have to dig through. Just not a hero you really want to fully commit on. But so far, again, Natsumi is finding that farm. Yopaj is as well. The top lane's the slowest, but it's not too bad here for our Beastmaster. We expected this to be the toughest lane for OG. You are still finding farm on Raven. He is having to play with the Axis. And again, you always have to show respect towards that Jakiro and Gyrocopter, considering how much damage is on hand. But this is the kind of foundation that you want to set here on OG. A better time for your Terrorblade, a little bit slower on that Ember and that Gyro, and you can kind of hit some tempo plays later on. I'm curious to see if Natsumi will actually go for like the standard Falcon Blade, Power Treads, kind of 6-minute timing to swing around mid to help with Metamorphosis push. I don't know if that's high priority for OG in terms of tempo, like 6 to 8 minutes is normally when you see that pause one TV swing. Yeah, I was so close.
You almost said it.
And if it was Mike on hand, I would have just said that just to irritate him. Yeah, he would have told me to get crushed in Crusher, bury myself in the resin, join the other teams. I could join OG if this ends up being a bad game for them. We'll see. We'll bring it live from the Crusher.
John's hopes and dreams.
Yeah. Still, a very quiet laning phase. Again, I want to see if there's any emphasis at the 6-minute mark. Nothing at 4 again. So it's just, we haven't seen that much movement. It does feel like that's how all the teams are playing right now in the Esports World Cup. Down mid, a little bit of a kickback.
Nice
Cheeky.
kickback, yeah. I mean, the Ember is recovering quite a bit. He's still managing to get denies, but this is kind of how it goes. Like once you have the 2 points in Flame Guard, it can't get removed immediately by like kick and pull. So once you have 3, even easier. You shove the lane super quick. Seeing a lot of damage coming out from the Jakiro and the Gyrocopter, but Beastmaster's got the Helm of Iron Will. He should be just fine. He can't really farm freely, but
no,
he's still picking up a lot of CS in the lane.
That he is. Just needs to play around with the axis. Mid. Not quite connecting.
Abed is so close to level 6. He needs it. Catapult's going to go down. I think, good fortification on the wave. Buying just enough time. Rune's going to spawn bottom. Hellscreen will take it as an Arcane. And Abed will head back to base, as we see often with Ember Spirits when they hit their level 6.
Just a free refill. Free transport back. Yopaj not too far behind from hitting his own 6, but I'm not sure if you really have a good lane to leverage that kill threat right now. Have to see. So far, again, very quiet times in the lane. 0-1, less than 1k lead coming out for the side of Virtus.pro, but in terms of CS, it has been pretty good for OG overall.
Oh, yeah.
Like you said, some recovery there for Abed. Maybe starting to spot out some of these stacks as well.
It would be a smart spot to invade, but you do need to be very careful. The Earth Spirit's Magnetize is probably the strongest spell out right now.
Oh, yeah.
They were thinking of maybe contesting the Wisdom Shrine. They won't do it. You have to contest your own, though. Saberlight's going to come over. Looks like they're going to TP the Jakiro. Frog Stomp does a decent chunk of damage, but Saberlight is dying pretty quick here. Natsumi will go ahead. He has level 6. He has the Sunder available. Will committed on to Fly, and that's going to be the Wisdom Shrine going the way of Natsumi. So both of them taken by OG.
Pretty nice win for the side of OG. Unfortunate they don't really find the kills. Like they don't have a way of setting up for the arrow on that chase down. A little bit split up as well with the Sunder. Maybe if you just stay focused with Natsumi after the Sunder, you could find at least the Jakiro kill. But you do miss out. VP again, just playing a nice quiet game. They're still getting the build-up they'd want. You're relatively even with your Gyrocopter and Terrorblade. All the cores are relatively even outside of the Lord, just being slightly behind. That's really the only difference right now. I'll be just zipping around. 8-minute rune starting to come up. Who gets lucky?
It's going to be the Ember Spirit. Finds an illusion.
Abed again, of course. Natsumi.
Oh, that is quite the rotation from Tomato. Call down. Not going to connect, but Rocket Barrage with all the bonus movement speed. Pretty great tool for finding the kill. Let's see if you can actually get it. Okay, a catchy lick will do it.
Great movement out from VP again. And starting to pick up some steam in the slower game. 0-2, less than 1k lead for VP. That should be a little bit more pressure onto the tier 1. I've got some decent damage here with Fly Around. Scam.
My gosh, this Rocket Barrage is doing so much damage. Level 4. I mean, they know Skem's down here, and Tomato will look to just run him down. Goes for the catchy lick as well. Saberlight gets himself another kill.
Yeah.
And that tower should go down shortly here, as Fly has just been building up damage with the Liquid Fire.
He has. There's not much really stopping them here. OG, it just doesn't feel like they're quite ready. Raven, at the least, because of this, is being given a free lane. He's got his Dominator creep up. He's just kind of going around looking for his own siege up top. We haven't seen Yopaj make any rotations out yet. And
well, they scan out the Earth Spirit rotation. He's going to head back towards mid anyway. As they're like, oh, you're going to push top? We'll push mid. Fly getting very active around the map on this Jakiro. 3 points in the Liquid Fire early.
It's doing work. Again, very little committal for the push. Just need to toss out a low mana cost spell. Yopaj does have the Magnetize up and running now. Was keeping the skill point in check just for a moment. I mean, there is damage here on OG if they decided to fight. It's just a matter of how do you approach these fights. it's not like you rush Blink on Raven, right? Like, it's going to be a lot longer until the Primal Beast Blink Roar is there. So you don't have, because of that, you're not connecting with like Roar Arrow. Maybe you can just rely on Yopaj to kind of make these plays, but it's just a little bit quirky without anyone else to kind of help him out at the moment. You are, again, still getting that build-up you'd want on Raven. So VP...
Oh, nice
okay.
arrow.
Sure. It's not quite enough.
Ooh, that is spooky. That is a very dead Mirana. Quick grab there off of Abed's chains. And with this, catapult, fly, that should be the tier 1 in the mid lane. Not much you can do to stop this. With the last hit on over to the Ember Spirit. Pushing up the tempo a little bit. I actually really like that. They're giving space to Tomato, who is top of the net worth currently on the gyrocopter. But it's always the Ember you want to play through.
Yeah. Like that's your early launching point. That's a hero with the highest impact with least farm.
Ember can lose a lane pretty hard and still be the strongest hero on the map.
Yeah, it's such a menace. They've already got the Urn up on Abed, not too far off from the Spirit Vessel. So some of those initial timings are starting to line up here. 0 to 4, OG have yet to find themselves any sort of opening. Not even a support pickoff just yet. And it just feels like this lineup is going to be waiting a little bit longer. Yopaj, after that strong laning start, it's now bottom network core. You've got all these massive stacks. Abed's clearing up now. Nice and free farm for him on the Ember.
I don't know when they had the chance to make these, but this is very nice for the Ember Spirit getting closer. And I mean, I say that as Hellscream just steals a bunch.
6 stacks from
But
2 stacks.
Yeah,
this motto.
This will get him very close to a Spirit Vessel, and that's pretty much the go time for this hero, right? Like, Ember loves the Spirit Vessel timing. Gives him kill threat on the Beastmaster, the Earth Spirit. He can solo kill the supports.
Yep. Just becomes so much easier for Abed to play his game.
Top lane, called out. We're going to see the Gyrocopter try to stay on top of the Dark Willow. Macropyre comes out. There's an Ice Path. You're not getting anywhere. Tomato claims another. I love the early crit stick, right? Like, this is one of those... It's kind of an older build that we saw a lot in South America. Just that early Chrysalis pickup.
Yeah. It's always been great. I think in Southeast Asia it was like Paolo's kind of building it a lot back in like 2018, maybe a bit earlier. Pretty cool. It's still been effective. I think that's the way C has been building it as well in the few Gyrocopter games we get. And does allow a lot of fight here from Tomato. Bit of a smoke up top.
It's a really good bait. Good tornado. Pulls him in for the roar. And with that, Tomato's going to go down. Great rotations in from OG and a fantastic bait. See if they can look for more. Roll in. Dodged it out, but Yopaj has plenty of damage. A good slow. That will be 2 for OG on the board here.
Oh. Tims.
It's going to be very hard to deal with this Ember Spirit. They're going to go connect on the roll. He still has a shield rune running, though.
Yeah, just a little bit harder to kill off, but very big wins for OG. It puts them on the board. And they're not too far behind considering they're 3 kills behind as well. Just that the tempo has been sliding out of their control, but with these kills on the board, you start to feel a little bit better about the tempo your lineup is set to bring. Does still feel pretty good for the side of VP, right? Like Saberlight's getting this build up in the Largo. He's going to start to build and set up for his team with a little bit of sustain, perhaps. Maybe spreading out some buffs. He's got the Kai up. He's going to the Meteor Hammer for chain control and for a little bit of push potential. His shard timing is going to be quite nice if that's something that they really want. If you do manage to maybe go for, let's say, Linken's or a Lotus. It's not the most important in this game, but could still be helpful. And, you know, Tomato, despite that death, just 2 parts away from full Ags. So he's got his own farm escalating. Natsumi's not too far behind. Manta set to come. So it's been a slower game. It's still relatively even. They catch 1.
A really nice Bramble there. Comes out immediately to stun him up. Just trying to chip that tier 2 tower, gets punished right away. I mean, they force a couple heroes bottom, but I think you're very happy to find those kills if you can on OG. They're going to smoke up right away. They have the Moonlight Shadow available. Looking mid lane. Moonlight Shadow is going to come out. Finding Abed would be top priority, but easier said than done. All right, they managed to dodge out the smoke, at least for now. We'll see if it stays that way. Macropire down to push the wave. They've got the Helm of the Overlord creep here getting to work on the tower. Rubik on the side here with Fly. Oh no, the catapult killed it as well.
Yeah.
So they get the tower. They don't even get the Helm of the Overlord creep.
No.
The catapult just yoinked the last hit between the two supports.
Bit unfortunate, but again, it's a game of very small margins right now. OG can be very happy for these margins to be handed over. We've got some... Oh, Natsumi.
Caught out bottom. Lots of magic damage coming out from this. And I do like the Largo going for... Oh, mid lane. Hold up. Magnetizes out. Spirit Vessel there as well. Doing some work, but they'll just bait out that Magnetize, try and reset. See what else they can find here. Stolen Starstorm is pretty big, which nearly just kills Tim's, and it will be the Frog Stomp that does it.
Yikes.
Okay, that is going to be a big issue. That is a lot of damage.
That is way too much damage coming out. Nothing yet to mitigate. I don't know if you're really going to want to have to go for Glimmer Cape as well. Fly. All right.
Okay.
That's something.
Very nice find there from Yopaj.
Oh,
Did
so
he
much
hit him with
output.
the Meteor Hammer? No, he didn't. Okay.
Didn't quite, no. So much output on this Largo. It's like we were talking about. There's just so much magic damage here. It's going to be great against this Terrorblade, which we have seen. You've got some sustain coming in later on as well. The Meteor Hammer on Saberlight just giving a lot of options for split push. And again, just really stable magic damage. Raven is trying to go for the blink, and that's so important here, just because you need some way of gap closing and getting some control. Abed.
Well, Moonlight Shadow into the roar. Terrorized to follow. They've signed his death certificate. That's a nice kill there. Goes the way of Raven. No one even TP'd on VP. They're like, yeah, we don't have a choice. Oh, the catchy lick, not in time. He's out.
Barely makes it out in time. Again, tons of damage coming in here. Still a relatively even game. VP still slightly ahead. Tier 2 top being sieged away by Natsumi and the gang.
That was a really nice push.
Yeah, just understanding.
They're trading for Roche potentially, though.
Ooh. There is vision here from the side of OG. They've got that board. They must have seen it a little bit. The arrow will reveal. Can Yopaj make a play? I mean, he's still going to have to TP back in. It's not the quickest Roche, but he's pretty far out.
The Croak of Genius on the Gyrocopter is terrifying, actually.
It is.
This actually makes Gyro... I can't even... I'm like trying to think of how much damage it is. It is nuts.
It is.
You have to be very careful when he has that buff.
And that's without... does Saberlight have his 15 talent? Not yet.
No,
right?
not even close.
Not yet.
Yeah, definitely not.
Gets
But I mean,
crazy.
at that point, you probably are just going to be giving it to the Ember anyway.
Yeah.
But the fact that you have a second core that it's still viable on is pretty cool.
It is. Certainly so. 5 to 7 secondary life on Tomato. Zags was almost done last we checked. AC being formed up now by Raven. He's got the blink up. So you do have that blink roar ready. And again, there's that straightforward combo of blink roar arrow. And all of the other stunts you have here from your Dark Willow. VP.
They're smoked up coming through the jungle here. Saberlight is bottom. Maybe trying to bait something out here. Instead, they're going to scan towards the mid lane and look for Raven. And they will get the missile out. Does get the side gunner connection. Raven, I don't know if he's going to be able to make it out of this one. It's looking pretty rough. They get the detection at the last second to finish the job. Tim's completes his TP, but will walk away.
Not much to do. But side gunner with the Chrysalis, quite a lot of damage already here from Tomato, just chasing down. Set to have the BKB into the Daedalus soon. Again, a relatively even game. Natsumi's also just been left alone to farm up. Only about 800 gold behind the Gyro.
This is what we said in this matchup, man. Gyro and Terrorblade, almost always when I see them in these games, are like neck and neck in net worth. And then it just comes down to one huge fight with who has BKBs, who doesn't.
It's really it. It's all about the timing of it. Otherwise, it's almost even. I would say it depends on how much magic damage you have in this case. It does feel like you have a good chunk of magic damage on the side of VP, so you're kind of covered. They'll take the Tormentor. It doesn't take too long. Doesn't look like we'll have to sacrifice any for supports as well. Health should be fine here.
Yeah, they got plenty of healing thanks to Saberlight. We'll be able to stand in the AoE as well. So Hellscream will get the Aghanim Shard, a pretty nice save for his team. So we're talking about, how easily can you actually like open the fights. That makes it a little bit more. Ooh, that is. You saw he just got scratches in the forehead. Like, guys, by the way, the BKB still works.
Yeah, that's pretty unfortunate for OG. They're still going to try with a smoke. See if they can catch something. VP smoked up as well. Might be able to make the most out of this. I mean, that BKB is down. They don't know it's down, but they don't know it's up as well. I mean, they don't know it exists yet.
Yeah.
Daedalus up now for Tomato. So a ton of damage on this Gyrocopter. Flank up top. Maybe they can do a long swing into the triangle here, OG, but that would be the entirety of VP hanging in there as well.
I think it is too scary to fight into the Gyro right now. That he has the Daedalus. I think the Daedalus is potentially too much with the Aegis. I think you might have to wait and dodge the Aegis out for now, so like a minute 40. So I kind of like that they're applying pressure with that Helm of the Overlord top.
No, they don't really have a choice in doing something else right now for OG. All they have to do is stall out.
Largo and Rubik. Largo and Rubik are trying to find the Beastmaster. They know Raven's up here. They pull him back in, just continuing to try and stay on top of him. He's got the Roar, but if you use it, it's going to get stolen most like. Well, hold on. Rubik is running away from the minions because he's almost dead. Raven, jump up onto the high ground, trying to TP to safety. He's going to make it.
Yo, Potch.
Hey, there's the BKB we were looking for previously.
Yes.
It's the Shrine of Wisdom. Honestly, worth it. Getting the Shrine for the BKB, I think you take that.
Yeah, at this point, with not much happening, you'll just take what you can get. You're probably not fighting, even with the BKB anyway, considering how strong that Gyro is, as you mentioned here. So, just take what you can get. If that's a Shrine of Wisdom, you take the Shrine of Wisdom. On the side of OG, again, they're not that far behind. It just feels like Virtus.pro has a lot more to do on the map than OG does. Aegis still up for only about 20 seconds, so maybe you start to get an opportunity afterwards. We've got Raven working onto the BKB now on our Beastmaster. A Hurricane Pike being made here by Natsumi. See how we've got the Ags being rushed here by Saberlight as well. They're going to have a lot more damage and the added utility in the songs coming in. Natsumi, it's going to be the Hurricane Pike into the Scotty. So, it's still a ways off until the full Scotty, but that Terrorblade Scotty timing is kind of scary.
Ooh, well, also scary. Oh, okay. I'm surprised. Saberlight did not have confidence that they could kill him a little bit. I mean, he's got the Lotus, so I thought like maybe you would just run at him. You know, he can't sunder you, but
no.
Afraid of not having enough damage. I think that's pretty reasonable. You need your Ember or your Gyro there probably.
Just playing, again, more conservatively. They are still sneaking around this area, though, but Natsumi is a little bit further out now. 3-man smoke from OG.
They're going to reconnect here with Natsumi as well. There is one ward in their jungle here that could be an issue if the smoke pops under that vision, but Fly's going to walk right in, get scouted. He's got to be very careful. Does not manage to get the Ice Path off, and that's going to be the Magnetize. Doesn't manage to connect onto the Largo. The Arrow, however, doing a lot of work. Great telekinesis, pulls him up onto the high ground. That's going to buy them some time, but can Hellscream survive? The rest of VP has written him off. They're going to give up both of the supports. Beautiful fight here from OG. Double kill for Natsumi.
That's exactly what we need to be seeing here from OG. Again, at the least, when you do manage to get these isolation plays, it is still relatively easy to play. right? Like, so long as you're not running right into the gyrocopter or running into all of this damage output, you do have the mobility to kind of find these stragglers on the sides, right? Like, you've got the Earth Spirit, you've got this Mirana that can just kind of pick and choose the areas of fight as well. So you can kind of use that mobility to your advantage. Tomato just looking to keep that farm game going for his butterfly into Satanic next. Very straightforward on our gyrocopter.
I mean, level 18 in BKB is pretty much what he needs to get on the map and start taking fights. Problem is, his team's smoked and running away from him, heading towards top. But I don't think he's going to make it. You can see all the arrows being drawn. The scan's going to connect. They know exactly where Natsumi is, and the team's going to try to connect to them. Does he get found up on the high ground? Great TP out from Natsumi. The rest of the team hiding in the trees. You are kidding me.
Wow.
What a disengage from OG. That went from almost being just Natsumi to almost being the whole team.
Yep. That was quite the bailout on OG. They're going to be, I don't know if they're aware of just how close they were to disaster, but let's pay off in the end. We see a BKB being finished up now. And again, you've got pretty much all the tools you'd want. Ags next for Abed. More remnants to play with.
Give the gem on over to Saberlight. A little bit more durable than the Ember Spirit potentially.
And he is. He's got a decent amount of armor whenever he's playing his tunes. Very catchy. See how hard they want to kind of pressure here. They are all clumped up by the tier 2. So it looks like they want to get something done.
He runs up there, he's like, oh, there's war, and runs away.
Yeah.
Never mind. He knows something's up. Moonlight Shadow in the smoke coming out from OG. Will they read this? Oh, they almost connect on Tomato, but there's going to be the roar. The Lotus comes out. Telekinesis to save him, pull him back, but a big terrorize. Connects onto everybody. Can they turn it around? Ice Path? Not going to do much. It might just be a 1-for-1 up onto the high ground. He is burning. They get the kill. That was so close to getting Tomato at the start of the fight.
And it is, but you've got to find this backline on Virtus.pro. Like, the saves coming out from lifts, the catchy licks as well. Just too much repositional saves that, even though you've got that stun duration with a roar, you've got enough damage to kill someone off during the roar, they just get saved way too often. So you actually do have to prioritize a Rubik. You have to actually, maybe not Saberlight, he's a little bit too tanky, but at least Health Scream has to go early. Maybe a different story if you land that roll. You get the kickback in the gyro. That could end up a little bit better, just far enough that the lift isn't there on the Rubik, and you find a bigger kill you'd want. Still a very even game, 8-9, 1K lead coming out for the side of Virtus.pro, inside of OG. And they found some openings. They've managed to equalize. They're keeping up in farm. It still feels like
it's anybody's game.
It's anybody's game, but it just feels, as well, for me, it just feels like it's easier for VP. Look at them. They have initiative to go Roshan. They're not under pressure, really, to make any sort of play. They've got the Satanic almost done here on Tomato. It's just ever so slightly above Natsumi, just enough to eke out one item. It just makes it easier to play. Secondary life now for Tomato, and they've got the Roche banner up as well.
The banner is the big thing here. Like, that is going to decide whether or not they can actually siege the high ground. The downside is you're against a Terrorblade, so the moment he pops meta, it's very easy for him to just grab the banner, send in the illusions. So it's not the most... Sometimes it is like the item you need to break high ground. I feel like this game, that's not really the case.
No.
But they will at least be able to do some damage. They're going to try and clean up mid-tier 2. I like that OG are continuing to apply pressure here in the top lane with Raven on this Beastmaster, the team nearby as well, ready to fight. You need to be careful on Abed to not get caught out here.
Yep. Just using those Demon Zeal illusions down mid, already losing a tier 2.
They get the tier 2 and they go straight into the outpost to take this away. I think it's really smart.
Just heads up. Right, like, you cut off a TP point, you start to set up around this area. Roshan in like 6 minutes, a little ways off. Moonlight Shadow. Saberlight's behind them.
What was on that courier? I don't know. Oh, Hellscream? That's awkward. Just walking through the mid lane, finds the Blink Roar. We'll see what they can do to get out of here. Raven's going to be forced to BKB. They have no way of stopping it. He's going to lose his creep. Well, 254 gold going to Saberlight, but hey, I mean, you take the Rubik and you get out.
Yeah, a little hit and run. Evening out this, the kill board at least 9-9. 1K lead again for Virtus.pro. Again, we're seeing that itemization progress. Satanic up for Gyro Natsumi. Almost done with full Scotty. So again, he's got the counter action to the Satanic.
Yep.
Will he get the MKB next to counteract the potential Butterfly? Who knows? Teams.
Oh, he's so dead. Yeah. There's a lot of damage out of the Ember Spirit. And Largo's Aghanim Scepter is nearly done, I believe.
He's going to be jamming out 2 song effects at once, a little bit more damage as well per beat. Can feel quite nice in terms of at least trying to identify the TB with illusions, right? The added bonus damage is just to make it easier to see which HP bar goes down faster. Got Skem with barely any HP to speak of. Aeon is being farmed up by Abed as well. Just wants to save from the Roar combo, which is fair enough. Top lane still getting sieged out by Saberlight and Fly. There's our Largo Ags. The double songs now in play. Always nice to see. And if you do not defend the top tier 2, it will just fall. OG don't look interested in defending well. The Aegis is up, so all outer towers gone now for the side of OG VP. Can be nice and happy.
I think you need to push the high ground. Like, you have to threaten with this Aegis. They're going to use the call down to scout. It actually, Tim's loses half his HP, and Poke Genius is going to do a little bit more as well. But with this, they're going to back away. A little bit unsure of where OG are. Do not want to give anything up.
Got a minute 20 left in the Aegis. Not the most time in the world. Scam's almost at the Ags timing on the Morana. So they're going to have a little bit more damage, a little bit more scouting out with the arrows, right? Yeah, that is something.
I was wondering if they were waiting for any specific items, but I don't know what you could be waiting for on VP. Like, there's not like...
No.
Your Butterfly is not coming during this Aegis.
No.
There's the banner. Okay, they'll drop it mid, try to get some damage onto the tower. Fly gonna offer in those liquid fires as much as possible. Lotus Orb there, of course, to dispel Tomato, give him that Croak of Genius, and just continue to try and throw damage out. But here comes the roll, the kick back, and that is your Aegis. Just like that, the Gyrocopter is dead. Can they get him out? Hellscream nearby, arrows not connect. Telekinesis pulls him back to the low ground. They're going to go ahead and try and see if they can get the kill anyway. His Satanic has popped. He's got that BKB at the ready. Natsumi holding his ground for now, but VP will just back away.
I mean, if only they could have gone and waited for that kill for like, I believe they had like, what, 22 seconds left? 25 to wait for? Not quite lining up. Maybe if you land that arrow as well, different story. But again, the lift backs are there. The catchy licks are there. Not the best Aegis power play coming out. Less than 0.6k net worth going their advantage. 2 towers is fine. Perfectly within that range we expect from Aegis number 1. But certainly the net worth not swing your way. OG's been doing a great job of keeping up.
Yeah.
It's just been, again, a rather tense game. Like, we're at 20 kills, 19 kills at 34 minutes. Both sides are playing fairly smart Dota here, as a way to put it.
I mean, let's just talk about what's on the line, right? Like, this is a game that if you lose, you're probably out of the tournament.
Yes.
That's it. You go home from EWC 26. If you are any of these teams, the last thing you want is to be the player that makes the losing mistake.
Yeah.
Right? That gets caught out, and then it snowballs out of control.
Yeah. So you'll just play it safe, play the farm game, take fights when it's looking guaranteed to win. And that does lead to this. I mean, this is very Southeast Asian anyhow. Just feels like this is what I'm used to from OG. It's happened.
It's a super close game. I mean, Natsumi's perfectly happy with his state of the game. He's hit his level 20 talent.
Going for the BKB now as well, just to protect from some of that magic damage. But he is not going to preempt the Butterfly
I like the BKB. I think if he doesn't have the ability to get in range for a Sunder, there's plenty of abilities on the side of VP to kite him out, right? Like the Ember can just remnant away. He doesn't really care. You have Ice Path, you have Telekinesis. There's all these things that can keep the Terror Blade away from a Sunder target. And then you're like sundering an illusion, and then, you know, it doesn't feel as good.
Maybe.
Nope, here we go. Potential push on the high ground here once again. We got the butterfly done for Tomato. This item changes your high ground push dramatically. They're going to drop the Meteor Hammer. He's going to just clean up that tier 3 tower. No problem with that. But they're still ratting bottom. This has been the name of the game from OG. Constant split pushing on the side lanes here from Raven. And Tomato now showing bottom means you have to leave.
No. Have to at least stabilize. Again, they found a tier 3 for themselves. Kind of sets them up for one more shove in later on.
Oh, he wants that jungle creep. Oh yeah, he's gonna get it.
No. Side of OG. I mean, again, it's very even. All our cores are pretty evenly farmed up. I guess the biggest discrepancy is like Abed and Yopaj, but Yopaj is just kind of keeping up with Saberlight, so the delta isn't as big.
Yeah.
You are having a better time on Dire side supports in general. Skem is having the best out of all the supports, but the sandwich is a little bit more stable here for the side of Virtus.pro.
Yeah, I mean, Skem is super farmed. He's having a great game. Tim's is, you know, struggling a little bit, but you have the Ags on the Mirana.
Yep.
It ends up doing so much damage, so
it's a lot.
I think you're pretty happy with this. It's great for scouting as well, which is another thing. Like, if you are really unsure of how you can start the fight, like, because it's really like your Blink Roar or the roll-in from the Earth Spirit. The roll-in's less guaranteed, but if you happen to scout someone with like a stray arrow, that gives you pretty much all the info you need to start the fight.
Yeah. We have seen those stray arrows work out before. Of course, you'd want the triple arrow talent. That's way later on.
Roar, top lane. They're going to go in. Terrorize comes through the shield rune. Is it enough to keep him alive? They're going to TP, but no. He's dead. 80 seconds without the Earth Spirit and a clean disengage potentially. They're going to continue to look. Hellscream's going to find the Dark Willow. 30 health. She's gone. Skem able to make it out. I mean, that is a really good find here from OG as Roche. It just respawned. We'll see if they can find it.
Raven just, again, finding these openings for the team. And this is something that he's been really good at, especially in their qualifier run for the international. That's where it really stood out. Again, Raven is the freshest addition to the squad. If you look back at the history, he was not there in most of the EPT runs. He was just not there, actually. So, again, showing us why he would be on this team. Scam.
Oh. He gets the leap away. Should be fine. You have the gem on Saberlight, so, you know, any other hero, maybe they can chase it down, but not this one.
Not quite. Still 10 to 11. 2K lead. And again, neither side is really reaching into the Roche. You've got the
both
illusion
scouted,
watching.
though.
Yeah. They have the option to kind of try to fight over it. You've got the respawn coming in for Abed.
Now, VP have been the ones that have been able to pressure and take Roche this game.
Yeah.
Do you think OG has the ability to show up and go for it, or are they just going to continue the split push?
They're starting to reach that point where they should be able to. It's just a matter of, are you happier with your AoE damage, right? Because you've got Magnetize, you've somewhat got it with your Dark Willow and your Mirana to an extent, but you compare it to the area control you have in VP with Macro Pyre, Ice Path, Call Down, the Largo in general. It just doesn't feel like your lineup wants to play into that for sure. They are starting Roche here. Like, Natsumi is inside by himself, so.
I mean, VP, do you know that this is happening? Right now, it doesn't seem so because Roshan is very low and they're instead distracting them bottom against Tomato, and that's going to be Aegis for the side of OG. They got this completely free.
Cheese, full inventory. Tim's is going to have to pick it up. Very big win for the side of OG.
They needed that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, a refresh on hand, secondary life of Natsumi. He's going to have Metamorphosis as well. So it's everything you could possibly ask for here on OG. Slight net worth advantage going their way. This is such a calculated game from both sides. Again, no risks, so much on the line, tournament lives on the line. We want to make it into that survival stage, and only one of these two teams really can. 3 if you want to count PSG, if you want to count LGD as well in their own game, which seems a little bit more clear-cut.
Yep. Right now, bottled up Illusion Rune here for Abed. You're closing in on the Lincolns for the Largo, which is a big deal. This hero with the Aghanim Shard, the Lotus, the Lincolns, it makes it very difficult to actually start the fights, right? Lotus and Lincolns being replicated, the constant duration extension on these. And you are now level 25 on the Gyrocopter, so these teamfight AoE damage really stacking up.
Starting to reach that point as well where, you know, Tomato is starting to consider the Divine Rapier. Running out of item slots, just needs to eat his Ags.
There's the Lincolns.
To step into it. Double Lincolns, double Lotus is going to be quite nice. And complicate things for Raven and his growers have been a very big part of finding some of these openings here on the side of OG. Tormentor is there. The side of OG actually looking to swing back up top, as the side of VP do back off completely. So what do they want to do with this Aegis right now? I mean, surely you have to look for an opportunity into the high ground. They're drawing lines up top. Maybe just a straightforward push. It would be best to get a pick off if you could. They are smoked up.
I've got the refresher on the Beastmaster as well. Grab himself the Alpha Wolf. That is a lot of damage for the Terrorblade and for himself.
Yeah.
But we'll see if they can actually find the opening. Mid lane, Ember, they saw the slight.
Tomato. This is kind of far out.
Hellscream is nearby. If you start the fight on Hellscream, I mean, I feel like that would be best case scenario.
Are they just going to siege?
Yeah, they're just going to see. I mean, they're going to like force them back, I guess. That tier 3 is about to die, and well, VP is going to smoke and do their own wraparound here, see what they can get. Why fight head on into the Aegis if you can surprise them? There's the Lincoln Spheres being replicated over.
Moonlight?
Moonlight Shadow. They're starting. They're going in with the gem first. Blink to safety, but they managed to find Skem to start this fight. He's going to go down. Natsumi goes right onto Tomato, but he's got a lot of damage. But there's the Roar. Telekinesis to pull him back, but he goes right into the Magnetize. The second Roar. They need to get Tomato to safety. They're trying their absolute best, but it's not enough. They've just surrounded him. He's doing a lot of... You're kidding me. He still lives.
Natsumi's
all alone.
Oh, no.
Saberlight, how do you keep him alive?
Just way too many Dispels on hand. It's all that Lotuses. It's the 2 charges on the catchy lick. It's just too much for OG to have to play into. They couldn't focus that damage down. And VP swing out with an 8K lead.
There's no way.
It's just too bad. It's all the Dispels.
Yeah.
He's standing in the middle. He gets his Satanic off. They get some control. Get catchy licked in the back. Right there. Sablelight's just always next to him, giving a lick. Keeping him healthy. Lick again. And just all so far away. Just not enough to kill.
I can't believe it. It's unbelievable how much he's able to keep himself alive. And during all of this, you have Abed and Fly just completely ripping through the back line. And it's just an immediate turnaround. The high ground crumbling here for OG, and it's potentially their tournament lives. Fortification's going to come out. This is the last one that you've got. They're looking for Abed. He has a BKB at the ready. You have to open with a stun. Terrorize, it's not going to connect. Able to dodge it out. Their respawns are coming through. Terrorblade's up in 7. They want the Mega Creeps, but is it too greedy to stick around? I think VP are going to take it safe and back away.
And that is just insane. That was OG.
I can't believe that happened.
That was OG with the Aegis, OG with a refresh, and it just
is all for naught. It looks so good. They roared the Satanic, but his side gunner was hitting the Earth Spirit.
Still. Yeah.
And then they roar him again.
I don't know what you do here if you're OG. Right, because we've talked about what you've had to do. You've Had to look for the back line. This Rubik was an issue earlier on. The Largo is an issue now as well.
The Largo is so strong.
How are you supposed to focus on all of these heroes at once?
You have to get the Rubik or the Largo. Like and then Tomato just gets to do whatever he wants in the fight, which is even scarier. I don't know.
The Largo is so tanky too. If you go onto Saberlight, he's like, what, 3.6 KHP?
Something like that,
Something like that. It's just so hard to kill him. Lots of armor as well because he's got the Lotus.
That Divine's coming for Tomato. He's got his Ag Synth available. He's just locked the Ag Interceptor for the moment.
Just holding on to the gold just in case. This high ground defense has to be perfect somehow.
They know the buyback probably more important at the moment. Abed gets his level 25, a big pickup for him on the Ember Spirit. With the Croak of Genius, he's going to be doing a lot of work in these fights. Has that refresher completed. They're going to pop another Moonlight Shadow here on OG, see what they can find. Vision onto Abed mid. But the telekinesis, it's going to come out immediately. A great stun comes in from Yopaj, but he still gets the fear off. Can they take down the Ember? They do. Natsumi doing a ton of damage on Yopaj, trying to get Hellscream, trying to get the roll away. He does for now, but they're on to Tomato. The Gyrocopter needs help. He's trying to win, but he can't do it. They get the kill. Natsumi is too damn strong. Taking down Fly will be next. He gets the Sunder onto Tim's. Abed with the exchange, able to get out for now. This is the fight OG was looking for. Arrow! Oh my goodness.
I mean, that's what you need to get done, right? Like, they do manage to get the control onto Abed, but that swing from Yopaj into the back, finding Hellscream, forcing him to roll away, and interrupting the backline shenanigans. That's what allows them the isolation onto Tomato. All those saves, all you need to do is somehow break it apart, and this forcing of Hellscream away certainly played a pretty darn big part. Saberlight as well. Just not the comfiest there. Didn't have the licks. He was trying to save Hellscream first with that lick. The damage was there from Natsumi. And again, a nice Sunder at the end just to ensure he wouldn't die, having to sacrifice his good friend Tim's. But OG, back in the picture. They're still 8K behind.
It doesn't feel like it, right?
No,
like it feels like it's
so
anybody's game. Like there's no difference here. We're just gonna go right back up the other side of the graph.
The concern is still these racks. Like you've got 2 lanes of super creep shoving in. You've got some time until next Roshan. Respawns will be back up for it. And I have to say, heads up from Tomato again, holding onto that buyback, not fully assembling up just yet. You know.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Gyro's going to be respawning here, so Tomato decides, okay, maybe I don't go Divine Rapier. He's going to take the Accent and go for the Monkey King Bar instead. He's just got to get to the side shop. He's going to hold his buyback again for now, but I think the Butterfly from the Terrorblade absolutely caught them off guard.
Yeah. Like, you don't have that evasion pierce. You don't have a way of just going through that EHP of Natsumi. A little bit of a smoke out. Quick shout out as well. Everyone from stream, hello, as we are going into a big fight here.
It's a good time to get here. Tomato, under the cover of the smoke. He's got the Lincolns from that Largo on top of him. They're just going to run back the other way. They're pinging the bottom lane of Rax. They just need to cut the waves. And then maybe they can threaten Mega Creeps, or at least force OG back into the base.
Roshan here, though.
Yeah, mid lane's cut. Terrorblade cutting the mid lane, though, as well. They're not going to let those minions end up towards their base.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
For everyone who is just joining us, this is potentially the elimination. One of these teams could be going home here, depending on who wins. As Raven once again continue to threaten these racks, just split pushing on this Beastmaster with the help of the Terrorblade illusions.
He's doing a lot of work.
He's going to get him sooner rather than later.
Abed's actually forced to go back just a tad bit.
That's the tier 3
falls.
Yeah.
And Roshan's up. OG's got the long smoke around, but they're going to have to come in from the low ground.
Ooh. Rubik went straight across. He's going to try and take the outpost. It's a smart outpost take because they know Roshan's about to move, but Hellscream's going to get found instead, and he is all alone.
They
quick
needed that kill.
pickoff for OG, and he's dead for 75 seconds. We've seen how big the Rubik has been in these fights with these saves.
Can they find more?
Scam gets the leap away for now. That call down doing some damage.
The racks are exposed now, by the way, as well, right? The tier 3 fell, creeps are pushing in. They've done a good job of just shoving the creeps away. Like, they've managed to cut through while the creep wave is running in as well. So you've got a 50-second window. Roshan switching sides. OG should be able to kill Roshan in that time period. They are setting up for that top Rosh.
They have to wait another about 10 seconds before Roshan will get into the pit. You do have to be careful because Tomato could push mid in and threaten the mega creeps on the bottom racks. They're going to scan. That is a scary high ground to go into. They've got great ward vision. Tomato with the Lincolns. They'll get him on the Yules. Gets Catchy licked. Safety number 1. Trying to get him out. Force Staff comes out with the Lotus. Yopaj forced the BKB. They don't manage to connect on this. And Rubik's coming up in about 15 seconds.
This is so...
Not a lot of commitment, though, from OG. They still have plenty in the tank here.
Yeah, no BKB and Yopaj is pretty good. Pretty
Your
big.
base. You got to go back and address the base. They'll get the D wards.
Who's going to go back and repair? Maybe they can send an illusion that's pretty far. Natsumi's going to have to do it.
It's got to be the TB illusions.
They've got to keep an eye on that Roshan, though. The moment that gets picked up here, a full MKB on Tomato, that's going to make the difference.
Yeah.
You don't quite have that yet on Natsumi. So, Evasion Pierce now up in the gyro. That should give him, again, a slight advantage in prolonging or surviving these fights. Man, it's just so tense.
We said in the draft, man, when it comes to the TB gyro matchup, it's a coin toss. Whichever team gives this hero just a little bit more space in the fights is the one that's going to come out ahead.
I will say one thing, though. When it comes down to like an ultra late game scenario, the one advantage Gyro has, it's a lot better of a Divine Rapier carrier.
That is true.
That's the one thing. Roche slowly beginning. Tomato, the only one showing. They've always got someone outside to save.
There's no roar. They have no idea.
No.
It's going to go the way of VP. OG do not make it in time. Ice Path does come down to protect it. And they will grab all the goodies. Roche banner will be picked up by Fly in a moment. Or not.
Saberlight just giving everyone a bit of a dispel. So 2 lives up on Tomato.
Saberlight's got a BKB now. That's pretty huge.
Now, at least MKB's up now as well for Natsumi, so you can pierce through the gyro. It's all a matter of how you approach these fights now. Like, can you actually get onto the Rubik? Can you actually kill off Saberlight with his BKB? Because if these 2 heroes are alive, Tomato has so much space to just play his game. There is way too many saves on the side of Virtus.pro. Otherwise, if you just let Tomato and Natsumi get at it, as long as Metamorphosis is up, the Terrorblade has been looking a little bit better here. It's just that it's not in a vacuum. You have to think about all these other heroes. You have to think about that Rubik and that Largo. Just too much sustain, too much saves, too many dispels. I mean, the damage is right there. You can see Natsumi's got it. It's just, he can't do it alone. You have to remove that Rubik and Largo. Is there a world, and I think it's coming up here, Scam is starting to itemize a little bit more as a core. Octarine next. I would honestly like to see him shift. I mean, Magic is fine. If this game goes long enough, like a right-click Murano would be certainly helpful in split pushing the waves.
And we're going to find out. They've got the banner. They can place it pretty deep here thanks to it being the 4th Roche. They do have to protect it from the illusions, but this will give them time to try and siege the high ground. Tomato, great use of the Swift Blink, goes right up onto the high ground. Lotus protecting him for now. This will be the last fortification here from OG.
Top lane is pushing pretty well.
He's gonna get the racks.
Skellies are going.
He has to go back on Abed. Reflected Roar. Trying to catch him away. Abed comes right back in, trying to do what damage he can, but the Fear, it's already caught the backline, and Yopaj with a huge Magnetize just ripping through Hellscream, as well as Saberlight trying to get the roll away. He might survive, but can they get the Earth Spirit? He rolls back on over. He's found Fly. Tomato is all alone on the backside of this fight. He's going to get Lotused up, trying to survive, but Natsumi's coming in. They need to take down this Earth Spirit. Big macro pyre, but Yopaj, he will finally burn. He has the buyback. Natsumi's in. He's not healthy at all. The Sunder's going to come through, but Tomato standing his ground, and the macro just rips him apart. The refresher from Fly, they were not aware.
They're tier 4s. They've got to fix this.
That is buyback after buyback being committed. But that Roshan making a massive difference in this fight.
They still somehow managed to hang on to the racks, which I guess this is the craziest part here for OG.
They need to force the buyback, right?
Yeah. It's so risky. Natsumi really wanted that kill on Tomato, but staying right on edge of the macro pyre, kind of hesitating to go in and out. It's so much damage. Tomato's just going back in.
Yeah, I mean, he quickly cleans up the racks. They know there's no fortification. They're trying to test the waters on the buyback status. But with this, it will be mega creeps, and you'll have a lot less opportunities to continue to rat now on this Beastmaster. Oh, Scam, you need to be very careful. That is a lot of damage coming through, and in comes the Ember, maybe. Catchy look to dispel. On to the tier 4 as they go. VP are very close from securing their ticket to the elimination stage. The kickback, hold on. No BKB for 11, he gets the blink out. Magnetize is going though. Yopaj, he can carry the fight himself. But they're afraid to chase. They don't have their Terrorblade. They force them out of the base. VP can just reset. They smoke up right away, looking for their opening. Raven would be the best choice. It's gonna be close. They don't have vision quite yet. They're gonna back away.
If they see that amp damage rune, it's not going to make the fight any easier for the side of OG. On the wrong side though, so might not be able to snag it before this next fight breaks out. There's no way you're stalling this out for the next Aegis as well on the side of VP. Unless this fight goes really, really bad somehow. Still holding on for the Divine Gold on Tomato.
The Ember is checking for the rune right now, so he's going to get that amplify damage.
Oh boy.
I mean, it's great on Ember, right? It doesn't need to go onto Tomato.
No, no.
Abed coming in right now. They get the vision on the Raven, the pullback.
Kickback.
What a play. Can he get the save to the BKB? Only a few more seconds. The missile's going to connect, but oh, he gets the blink out. That Essence Distiller, very good scouting on the high ground. That was so close.
You just have to be so careful. OG so far behind now. VP. Again, they've got the Mega Creeps advantage. They can pick and choose what they want to do. 2 minutes left, 2.5 minutes until we see that Roche timer come in. Doesn't feel necessary, but again, so much on the line that you really want to risk it. I mean, you still got buybacks anyhow. You don't necessarily have to wait for the safety net of Roche. OG, and they're going to have to work hard to find some mistakes here. It's just so hard to play this game.
Yeah.
And again, you've got to find Saberlight. You've got to find Hell Scream. Easier said than done. All of these lifts, all of these catchy licks. Just giving Tomato so much room to play his own game. And even Fly with like the refresh shard, like that did so... The second macro pyre just instantly ruined Natsumi, who was already hesitating in that fight.
You can't move out of that.
No. It's a nasty amount of pure damage to kind of deal with. 20k lead for Virtus.pro as they've got the map in their control. They are really just one step away from staying in the survival stage.
Very quick response from him. Gets the jump out of there. The lines are drawn. They know. Keep the lanes pushed. Keep OG locked inside their base.
If there's any org that does enjoy these kinds of games, it is OG. So you do have that. I mean, this is par for the course.
Yeah, that is true. I do feel like it is...
It's just a matter of what wacky things can you do in this game.
It's in the nature of both the teams, kind of, you know?
I suppose. You've got tier 5s coming up in a few minutes, so that optimism with some of the baubles, well, we do hit our first tier 5s. So bauble, you might get some value here and there. You've got the heart being farmed there by Tims. a heart being farmed.
There's
by
the rapier.
Yoposh. There's full rapier.
It's finally here.
Okay.
Pull out the butterfly. I mean, it makes sense, right? You've got an MKB.
Yeah.
Double Lincoln Spheres
Oh,
being
yeah, God.
picked up as well.
This just feels impossible.
I mean, Abed has Lincolns and Aeon Disc, plus the Refresher, and Largo at all times, plus Hellscream. It's so hard to find the initiation on the side of OG, but it's not impossible. We've seen them do it before.
Yeah, it requires so much patience and like so many things to go right. You've got to be super
What a
on
Roche
point.
spawn. Literally max 3 minutes on the dot.
And that's, I suppose that's in favor of OG.
I mean, I don't know. Whoever just wanted to see a long game, we're in for it.
Come on, get some tier 5s up. Farm some jungle camps.
I mean, what are we looking for here in terms of tier 5 items? I mean, Stygian for Gyro, I'd
Stygian
imagine.
for Gyro, yes.
Same with Terrorblade, most likely.
Yeah, I would say. Maybe there's an argument for Minotaur's Horn as well, just to have another Dispel,
Yeah.
as BKBs are starting to shrink down. So, very dicey call as they're all farming for their tier 5s. Those are the main ones. I don't know if you really have a use for like Witchbane.
There's like Harmonizer for the Ember Spirit. That's a really
Harmonizer's
big one.
always good for the Ember. That's true. Even Earth Spirit, but I don't know if the damage is really worthwhile. I suppose it could be. Your Mirana would also enjoy a Stygian, but if you've already got one in the TB, then you're probably looking at probably a Witchbane actually in the Mirana. Just having a Dispel on hand on your support would be pretty nice. See how many people keep bobbling here.
Shadow Prism, huh?
Probably not many options there for good old Tims, I suppose.
Good old Dazoon Blood Rights for Jakiro.
Outstanding.
That's a good one. Oh, and Hellscream's bobbling. We're ready. We're in for the long haul.
Spell Amp, is it?
Cooldown.
Reduction. All right. And on Yopaj, what are we getting? And his bobble.
I mean, Abed,
Oh, it's not yet. All right.
we got pretty much everything you could want on the side of VP in terms of your jungle items.
All they have to do is really just march into high ground at some point.
They are going to sit out here and wait for Roshan, John. It's going to be another minute of this.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice. It's good for... Look, when your tournament lives are on the line, you do not want to mess up in any way. You know?
Yeah, walking high ground and giving a rapier to TB is a really good way to lose.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like what I like to say. Never underestimate your ability to throw a game.
Hey, Terror Wave is online. It's been a while since I've seen that one.
Yeah, it's been quite a while. At least getting the secondary metamorphosis is nice. The fear could be useful too. How useful? We'll have to wait and see. They're just going to be hanging around. Fallen Sky for Raven. So he's got a little bit more mobility on that Beastmaster at the very least. This is some high-end gameplay from Southeast Asia.
All right. There's the Stygian for the Terrorblade. Gets fleet-footed as well, so allows him to be quite fast. And the Harmonizer for Yopaj. That's a great one for the Earth Spirit. He's going to be very happy to have that.
Yeah. Pity about leaving the bobble, but it is what it is.
He wants damage, and he wants it now.
Yeah.
Roshan respawns. They knew it had to be
it's
soon.
so quick.
It's losing health and quick. They're going to bait the roar, head right up onto the high ground,
OG.
and see if OG walk headlong into them.
Oh, this is so scary.
Hellscream is here. They got Vision of Tims. He steals us. Okay, Roshan died so fast. They're going to get everything.
Refresh shard on fly again. Double macro pyre. Caught them off guard last time. Don't know if they're really
so
ready
good.
for it.
They're going to play some wards on the high ground and see what they can do. Tomato ready to go. Second Divine Rapier if he wants it. And here comes the smoke. I mean, you just send Abed onto the high ground to scout, surely, right?
Yeah, why not? With the Aeon Desktop, very low risk. Just get that information going. Abed's hanging back, though.
They're
They've got
hoping to
the
find someone
Book
outside
of
the base.
Dead at work.
Ooh, almost. Tier 4, very low. You could sneeze on it and it would die at this point.
Pretty much. VP.
They still... Okay, so their fortification has refresh, which is big. Oh, they're on the high ground. Tomato. Protected, of course, by the Largo. Here comes Abed. Lots of damage here off the Ember Spirit, forcing them back into the base. The throne now exposed. Patient play here from VP. buybacks for the whole team, but only 3 for the side of OG. A single mistake could cost them everything. BKB comes out, Yopaj, he goes for the kill, he doesn't get it! He has to roll away. The telekinesis save will bail him out. I don't even know what just happened. It looks like he got him on the enchant, but something didn't quite connect, and now Yopaj is all alone! He has no buyback, that's 125 seconds! The tearaway fears them off, but they just get pulled to safety.
It's just too much in the back line. It's been the consistent issue for OG. You don't find that Rubik or Largo, you're really not going to find anything.
He's on the throne. Tomato wants to end the game. He knows he's got plenty of backup here. Natsumi, that meta, freshly popped. You gotta respect it. He did us so much damage. They jump in. Tomato with a swift blink tries to pop the BKB. He just gets shredded. Natsumi on a different level. He's gonna have that second life, but no Satanic available. Does have the BKB at the ready. They could try to dive, force the kill on the Natsumi. He's falling low, has to sunder if he wants to keep himself in this one. The throne still exposed, but they have that fortification. Tomato just kills Tim off the flags. They'll buy back right away. Saberlight caught off to the side. Tomato's gonna pop the BKB. It's gonna end the game. The damage, they get the kill, but the throne, it's gonna go down. VP maybe ending the life here for OG. We're gonna have to check the brackets, but they are safe now, and we'll move forward to the next stage.
Yeah, outstanding play coming out from VP. Unfortunate for OG, who again have had a little